Well, good morning, everybody. This article comes from the Millennium Report, came out today. Weapons of Mass Destruction Against America. Bombogenesis. Rapid or extreme cyclogenesis, often characterized by a barometric pressure drop of 24 millibars in a 24-hour period. In other words, the geoengineers either hijack a natural storm or fabricate a Frankenstorm, which is then cranked up by technologically inducing explosive cyclogenesis. The application of other geoengineering techniques allows them to steer the superstorm into a targeted landmass, just like they did with Hurricane Harvey, Irma, Maria, and Jose during the 2017 Atlantic hurricane season. Bombogenesis. Geoengineers using weather weapons of mass destruction against America. California droughts and deluges, firestorms and mudslides are all man-made. So was the bomb cyclone of 2018. Cui bono. Cui bono. Don't know what that means. Weather warfare enters a new and dangerous era. State of the nation. A bomb cyclone is certainly no fluke of Mother Nature. Rather, it's a relatively new form of advanced weather weaponry that was quite purposefully rolled out during 2017, during the 2017 hurricane season, as well as the 2018 New Year. Alright. Bombogenesis is nothing but weather warfare, which was also used by the geoengineers to set up the catastrophic and out-of-season firestorms in California last year. Those dew-triggered wildfires then set the stage for the unparalleled mudslide calamities now occurring all over the same region. The overarching context. There's an epic war raging for absolute control of the planet's biosphere. The globalist cabal implementing the New World Order agenda has two primary goals in their quest to establish a one-world government. 1. To exert complete command and control over the Earth's natural resources. And 2. To possess the technological capability and legal authority to manipulate local weather patterns and regional climate trends globally. The worldwide alliance of opponents to this New World Order scheme seeks to maintain the current international order, marked by national sovereignty and territorial integrity. The main weapons in this relentless war on humanity are weather modification, climate engineering, and atmospheric manipulation. Those who currently possess the geoengineering weaponry know that whoever controls the local weather patterns and regional climate trends essentially controls the planet. Key point. The New World Order agenda has multiple planetary goals, some of which appear to be mutually exclusive. Others appear to work at cross-purposes with each other. That's because there are no different New World Order factions currently vying for power and influence throughout the world community of nations. Nevertheless, it is the New World Order globalists who currently own and operate all the geoengineering technology and equipment, which allow them to effectively alter the weather around the globe at will. Because they employ most of the geoengineers, it's quite easy for them to experiment with new, storm manufacturing and manipulation techniques such as bombogenesis. What a weird word. Okay, anyways. Not only do the resulting natural disasters and man-made catastrophes significantly advance their pet projects like UN Agenda 21 and 2030 Agenda for Sustainable Development, they also serve to facilitate the achievement of other totalitarian objectives. Bombogenesis replaces polar vortex as global warming excuse for extreme cold. Bombogenesis and bomb cyclones. Whenever the USA is bombarded with the likes of Hurricane Katrina or Superstorm Sandy, Hurricane Harvey or Hurricane Irma, the timing, location, and severity of these Frankenstorms are essential to understanding their true purpose. Given the fairly recent meteorological phenomena known as bombogenesis, it's clear that the geoengineers are the new artillerymen of the third millennium. In fact, they are painstakingly manufacturing new weather weapons by the year, which can then be stealthily employed to launch attacks anywhere on planet Earth. The U.S. mainland has been the primary testing ground for these geoengineered Frankenstorms, as the entire South witnessed during the 2005 Atlantic hurricane season. That was the year that bombogenesis first went prime time. Given the state of the art of weather modification, climate engineering, and weather weaponization, it's now quite simple for the geoengineers to hijack a small fledgling storm brewing in the Atlantic Ocean or Gulf of Mexico and methodically, intensify it into a massive, powerful superstorm. This is exactly what the geoengineers did during the hurricane season of 2005, with Hurricanes Katrina, Rita, and William. That's not to say that all hurricanes are geoengineered. However, those that possess the telltale signatures of artificial manipulation are very easy to spot. This link contains incriminating satellite imagery that conclusively demonstrates the fabrication of a 2015 superstorm in Texas. Texas floods, a geoengineered weather event using chemtrails and HAARP. Let's check this out. Maybe. There we go. Alright, well, this is another article, so let's go back. But I will put the link to this article in the description box so you guys can access this link. Alright, now fast forward to 2017. The United States experienced an unprecedented hurricane season last summer that was used to terrorize the South, the Caribbean islands, and the Bahamas. Not only was the greater Houston area overwhelmed by torrential rains delivered by Hurricane Harvey, Florida sustained pervasive damage from Hurricane Irma. Puerto Rico is still recovering from Hurricanes Irma, Maria, and Jose. Many do not yet have electricity in their homes and businesses. Dominica sustained catastrophic damage from Maria, and nearly every structure on the island damaged or destroyed. What's the critical point here? that the geoengineers are fabricating a whole new weather lexicon to accommodate their newfangled weather weapons. They have no choice but to do this, lest they be found out by those states and cities, coastal communities, and other locales that have been targeted for destruction. The preceding graphic and following inkwell illustrate just how determined the geoengineers are to provide cover for their highly destructive weather weaponry experiments. How is it, after all, that 14 of 20 hurricanes were the product of bombogenesis during such a short 2-month period in 2014? Bomb cyclone. Geoengineers invent new weather event to cover up their meteorological manipulation. Even though geoengineering has been conducted for several decades, very few have yet to realize that there's a whole new generation of weather weaponry being used against the American people. Of course, these weaponized superstorms are also being directed at other nations with extremely damaging effects, but it's the USA that has become the primary target of the New World Order globalists. False flag weather warfare. The crucial understanding for the U.S. citizens is that the 50 states are under unrelenting attack, as they have been since the 9/11 false flag terrorist attacks. The deep state globalists have executed numerous black operations and psyops throughout the country since September 11, 2001. But only those initiated in the realm of geoengineering arcana know that many of these shock and awe attacks have been made via weaponized weather. Okay, unknown to most, the primary weapons of choice are now catastrophic weather events and calamity-causing climate engineering. In this way, the globalists and the geoengineers had hoped to avoid the scrutiny of the ever-probing criminal investigators, since highly distracting false flag operations can be more easily carried out via weather weaponry. Okay. Moreover, the Atlantic hurricane season comes and goes, with each passing year providing a perfect context for the geoengineering perpetrators to literally hijack natural weather events. The geoengineers can greatly intensify any hurricane through the clandestine utilization of chemtrail aerosols, satellite and sea-based HAARP frequencies, NEXRAD transmitting stations, and strategically located power plants for massive moisture production. Whoa! Massive moisture production. Okay. Special note. It appears to be quite difficult for many readers to understand how superstorms are first created and then carefully guided to their predetermined destinations. Highly advanced scientific techniques and applied technology are now routinely utilized within the realm of geoengineering. Chemical geoengineering via chemtrails and chem bombs, alright, HAARP frequencies, NEXRAD transmitters, power plants, as well as secret satellite-based modalities are used with great dexterity in the manufacturing and steering of major hurricanes. Okay, one example. I'm just going to highlight this so I don't lose my place. One example of steering of a major hurricane. I'm not sure how many people out there know that on 9/11, when the World Trade Centers came down, that there was, I think it was like a Category 5 hurricane. It was Hurricane Aaron that was heading directly towards New York. At the last minute, Hurricane Aaron got directed away from the coast of New York at the very last minute. Alright, so, where was I? Okay, however, in order to maintain plausible deniability, the geoengineers are now quite adept at taking a nascent natural storm brewing off the coast of Africa and ramping it up to a Category 4 or 5 within hours. Geoengineering Frankenstorms during hurricane season provides all the cover the globalists need to get away with these acts of war and terror practically scot-free. Let's face it, there's no better way to surreptitiously invade a territory than to launch a bomb cyclone or chem bomb at it. Okay, chem bomb. I'm going to pull that up. Everyone should start getting familiar with the newer chem bombs, which are now becoming the norm in our chemical contaminated skies. One of the signs is a cotton candy on a stick appearance of the super high fate clouds, which look feathery and strangely distorted. The worldwide populace has seen so many chemtrails in the sky above them that they are now inured to these chemical assaults. Hence, false flag weather attacks are quite easily carried out virtually anywhere on the planet in broad daylight. In fact, they have become the ultimate false flag. Okay, this is a picture of a home in Montecito, California, January 10th, damaged during the mudslides. Okay. California mudslides. If the many photos at the following link, okay, right here, of this week's mudslides in California do not tell you that something is very wrong with their weather, then it's high time to learn about geoterrorism. So again, you can click on the link in the description box, pull up the article, and click on this for yourselves. Okay. It's important to note that these geoengineered mudslides occurred after the first wildfire season on record in California. Those geoengineered firestorms took place with such unrelenting ferocity because of the geoengineered drought that officially began during Governor Jerry Brown's first term in January of 2011. Herein lies the root of the problem of the Golden State's terrible plight: geoterrorism. What follows is an in-depth treatment of this frequently misunderstood subject. Because Governor Brown was installed by the globalists, of course he was. Alright? Of course he was. To lead the pace-setting state of California into the New World Order. No wonder Governor Brown is such a dick. Anyways, sad to say, I live in California, and no thanks. But hey, off topic just a minute. I read the other day that actor James Wood is considering running for California governor. Yep, another Hollywood actor. Okay, so back to Jerry No Conscience Brown. He has shown an extraordinary willingness to advance their agendas. Not the Californians, but the globalists. This specifically includes the UN Agenda 21 and 2030 agenda for sustainable development. Don't let that word sustainable fool you. Okay? In reality, the Jesuit-trained Brown works for his New World Order masters, not the people of California. So let's stop disrespecting the residents of California. I can't tell you how many comments I've seen in various places that, it's not nice. They're not nice. People are not nice to the people of California. Alright? Because we've got a crooked governor. Doesn't mean every resident of California is, excuse me for lack of better words, fucked up. Alright? I myself am disgusted with the politics of California. And I can't wait to see Jerry Brown go. And folks from San Diego to Sacramento are finally getting wind of his incessant and reprehensible betrayals. While the preceding observations about the governor may seem harsh to some, it seems realistic. All one has to do is perform a retrospective assessment of his actions and inactions since he took office. Brown has consistently acted contrary to the safety of the residents, wait a minute, let me read that again. Brown has consistently acted contrary to the safety of the residents as he has against interests of the state, and his adamant refusal to even consider the massive body of hard scientific evidence supporting one geoengineered calamity after another is proof positive of his outright complicity. Key point. Governor Brown has made it abundantly clear, time and again, that he is totally on board with the fraudulent, CO2-driven global warming hoax contrived by, of course, the globalists. As a matter of historical fact, he has done more than any other governor in the nation to promote that patently false narrative. Because Brown is so committed to his extremely dangerous ruse, he slavishly opposes every piece of climate change legislation that crosses his desk. Consequently, he not only keeps secret the continuous chemical geoengineering of California's skies, he also hides the government's role in each resulting tragedy. Relentless chemtrail spraying and HAARP-manufactured weather events radically alter California's climate. Conclusion. There can only be one conclusion to this ever-worsening geoengineered predicament. The participating geoengineers and their hidden and their hidden globalist masters must be arrested for crimes against humanity. Must be arrested. crimes against humanity. But of course we all know that that won't happen. Alright? That will not happen. You know, with Trump draining the swamp and the QAnon posts, well, one thing needs to happen for me. Not you, me. This is my personal opinion. The chemtrailing agenda must be ended in order for Trump to have credibility with me. Okay? These are plain and simple. Trump needs to stop these crimes against humanity because he says he cares so much. Well, if he really did care, and I'm not putting him down, if he really did care, alright, all he's got to do is ground the chemtrail planes. Plain and simple. Ta-da! And also what he's got to do in order to get some cred with me is shut down Monsanto. Oh, I'm sorry, Monsanto. And until he does those two things, alright, those are the proofs that I need to see in order to believe Trump's intentions. Alright? Now, I'm going to refer to a QAnon post from way back when. What makes a good movie? Good actors. Well, that statement can be analyzed a couple different ways. He's talking about what makes a great movie. Good actors. So, is Trump the actor? Is he the actor? And are we the audience? That's a question I ask myself every day until I can figure out a legitimate explanation or a logical one. I don't mean to get off on the QAnon thing. I'm not putting it down. It could be very real. What you all have to understand about me is my skepticism. Alright? Skepticism. Because what I'm seeing with QAnon posts and the headlines of news articles that conflict. Right? While people are focused on making videos of QAnons every breath, my feeling is because QAnon has so many people distracted, right? Distracted, that maybe QAnon is the movie. And that people, whether it's artificial intelligence, a single individual, a group of individuals at QAnon, boy, I lost track. The headlines are there's a conflict. There's a conflict. And what I'm trying to do is, since I myself believe, and I'm not asking you all to believe what I believe, this is my own beliefs. I think QAnon is a distraction. Whoever is running that is a distraction. So, what I'm trying to do, because I don't come out with a lot of videos lately, is what I want to do is find the news that's being kept from the people while they're distracted with QAnon, which may or may not be credible. credible. Have to use some discernment with QAnon's posts. But anyways, I've digressed. Very sorry. So, back to this. Now that bomb cyclones have become an accepted weather weapon in the geoengineering arsenal, those who are aware of this deteriorating state of affairs are compelled to share this knowledge. Criminal actions on this scale warrant a countervailing force of people power with torches and pitchforks in hand. Indisputable exposés have been written by various researchers which detail the ongoing chemtrail operations throughout the skies of America. Excuse me. Hold on. Likewise, many documentaries have been produced which provide undeniable video and photographic evidence for these government-run geoengineered programs. For example, must-watch video. Chemtrails: The Secret War. Please click on the link. Alright, here we go. Now that Operation Indigo Skyfold has been exposed by a military pilot as the criminal geoengineering conspiracy that it truly is, many folks are now aware of the weather warfare being waged against them daily. Likewise, Operation Cloverleaf was revealed several years ago as the potpourri of aerosol and electromagnetic weapons being used on populations around the globe 24/7. Perhaps the time is now upon U.S., especially the American people, to stop the genocide and wholesale destruction of our planetary home. We, the people, must act before it's too late. When climate change is occurring across the planet, alternately as both global warming and global cooling, a sea change in consciousness is imminent. Otherwise, a real cataclysmic sea change will transpire to the chagrin of everyone. Chagrin? Because global climate change is actually caused by geoengineering and not human-produced CO2, weather modification must be terminated post-haste. Hold on. I've got on my wire. Okay. See the following definitive essay for greater perspective. Caveat. It's incumbent upon all inhabitants of planet Earth to be responsible caretakers for the sake of future generations. When any individual comes to possess the highly consequential knowledge contained in this expose, they are obligated to act on it. Yes, they are obligated to act on it. Yes? Even experienced chemtrail watchers, however, are unaware of the much more insidious plot afoot that is being executed by way of geoengineering programs. This concerns the systematic, indiscriminate, wide area spraying of skies everywhere with alumina, aluminum oxide derived from coal fly ash, which eventually becomes chemically mobile aluminum in the atmosphere. This single dynamic has created an unmitigated disaster for each and every nation, as well as every resident of the Blue Orb. This weighty matter will be taken up in part 2 of this series under the title, The Aluminum Conspiracy. The world's most destructive, debilitating, and deadly. Looks like that's about it. Okay. Action plan. Okay, to learn about what you can do to stop chemtrails, visit the following website for upcoming initiatives and conferencing events: chemtrailsmuststop.com. Editor's note: the ever-duplicitous mainstream media has worked overtime to disseminate the bombogenesis false narrative concocted by the geoengineering community. The following post is just one example of where an excellent alt-media website was tricked by the highfalutin official explanation of 2018's first bomb cycle. Alright, so there you have it. Who are the terrorists? The people who control the weather. That's it. Whoever controls the weather is a terrorist. And on that note, I want to thank everybody for watching. And I appreciate every single one of you. And I hope you all are out there staying warm and cozy. And until next time, I love you all and have a wonderful day. Thank you so much for watching.